Hi, welcome to Pop Culture Beast's Halloween Horror Picks. I'm your host, Ryan Stockstad, director of the upcoming horror movie Eggs, starring Lynn Lowry of Shivers fame and Dwayne Whitaker from Pulp Fiction. We are in the final days and weeks of our Kickstarter campaign, so please go check us out. We could really use your support. Today I want to talk to you about, really more of a thriller than a horror movie, but I would say that my own project, Eggs, probably owes more to this movie than any horror movie I've ever seen.
A typical American family at dinner. Mom and Dad, their beautiful daughter-in-law, and their only son, Joe, a homicidal maniac.
Harry! What are you doing?
How's your dad?
It's okay. Here you go. Thanks a lot. What you hunting this time?
I'm gonna shoot some pigs.
Targets.
Targets, 1968. Peter Bogdanovich's first movie. It stars Peter Bogdanovich, along with Boris Karloff, Tim O'Kelly, and Nancy Hsueh. Bogdanovich had been a movie critic and a cinema film reviewer in the 50s for Esquire magazine, and at some point he met Roger Corman, who asked him to be his assistant on The Wild Angels. So Bogdanovich had just worked with Roger Corman making the Wild Angels, and Corman asked him if he'd like to direct his first movie. The catch was that Karloff owed Roger Corman 2 days of work, and so what Roger Corman wanted Bogdanovich to do is shoot those 2 days with Karloff, then take 20 minutes of footage from The Terror, a movie that Corman had made with Karloff and Jack Nicholson, and then shoot a bunch of footage with some other actors and somehow assemble all of that into a coherent movie. The fact that Bogdanovich was able to take that assignment and create a really amazing film is, I think, a testament to his talents as writer and director, as well as the talents of the rest of the fine crew. I should also point out that Karloff ended up shooting 5 days all in all. He donated 3 more days of shooting to the project, and that certainly helped as well. So the movie is about 2 seemingly disparate plot lines that eventually, of course, converge in one bloody climax at the end. On the one hand, you have the Boris Karloff side of the story. He plays an aging horror movie film star named Byron Orlock, a not too veiled version of himself, and he wants to quit show business because he thinks that modern audiences no longer appreciate the quaint, painted monster style horror that he's known for.
I couldn't even play a straight part decently anymore. I've been doing the other thing too long.
Of course you could.
And even that isn't the point. You know what they call my films today? Camp. High camp. Wait a minute, I want to show you something. My kind of horror isn't horror anymore. There you are. Look at that. No one's afraid of a painted monster.
The only thing you've said that's right is about this.
Now, on the other hand, there's the Tim O'Kelly side of the story. He's sort of a clean-cut, all-American boy-next-door type, only he's clearly masking some serious darkness just beneath the pretty image. It doesn't take long before he gives in to the madness of his darker impulses.
Eileen? Eileen? Bobby?
Targets is strongly based upon 2 real-life incidents. The 1965 101 freeway sniper attack by Michael Andrew Clark, and the ghastly 1966 University of Texas shooting by Charles Whitman, who terrorized Austin and shot 50 people. It's clear that Bogdanovich was interested in exploring the horror of real-life violence, and in fact the movie release had to be delayed when Robert Kennedy and Martin Luther King were assassinated in 1968. sad state of affairs that the movie feels just as topical today as it did back then. Now, Bogdanovich had previously been a film journalist, and he had met and interviewed all of the great filmmakers, Hitchcock, Renoir, Fritz Lang, Howard Hawks, and their words of advice and knowledge informs just about every facet of this picture. My personal favorite horror movie of all time is Psycho, and there's a 5-minute sequence in Targets that is completely reminiscent of Norman Bates cleaning up after Mother kills in the motel room. The fact that it is also reminiscent of the real-life killing by Charles Whitman makes it all the more chilling. The original script was written by Peter Bogdanovich and his then wife and longtime writing partner, Polly Platt. However, Bogdanovich showed the script to Sam Fuller, who did such a quality rewrite of the project, but then refused to take credit, that Bogdanovich actually changed his character's name in the movie to Sammy Michaels, a version of Sam Fuller, whose middle name is Michael. Laszlo Kovacs was the film's cinematographer. Now, previous to Targets, he'd always withheld the use of his real name in the credits. He never felt the material was of sufficient quality. He always said he was waiting for a great picture to use his real name. Targets was the first movie to include the credit Laszlo Kovacs instead of his pseudonym Leslie Kovacs. This was also an early credit for Frank Marshall, who of course later went on to produce most of Spielberg's output. On this movie, he worked as Bogdanovich's assistant, and you can also spot him in the movie when he plays a minor character as the drive-in attendant in the film's climax. Targets is a smartly made, well-crafted movie that benefits from Bogdanovich having studied at the feet of cinema's greatest filmmakers. You'll notice that he employs a color code for the two storylines. Bobby's scenes are cold, therefore rely on blue tones, whereas Byron's scenes are warm and heavy on yellows. One of the film's highlights is a scene where Boris Karloff tells the classic horror story, The Appointment in Samara, in its entirety. The version of the movie that I watched is the Paramount DVD edition that came out in 2003. There's also a Warner Archive collection version that came out in 2013, which I haven't seen, but it appears to have the exact same content, including an invaluable commentary by Peter Bogdanovich. Thanks for watching Pop Culture Beast's Halloween Horror Picks. I'm your host, Ryan Stockstad, director of Eggs, a horror movie. Please go check out our Kickstarter campaign to encourage you to do that. We've got a contest on this and every episode. Basically, we want you to be the first person to make a pledge of any amount. It can be $1, we don't care. And then leave a comment on the Eggs Kickstarter page. Tell us that you watched Halloween Horror Picks, and then tell us what movie is referenced in my shirt. If you do that, we'll add a special prize to whatever reward you're getting. Be sure to like Eggs, a horror movie on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter. You can follow Pop Culture Beast on Twitter. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the Pop Culture Beast YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Watch horror movies. I'll see you next episode.